New series. Gonna be, this is a third episode. Gonna do something a little different. Gonna talk about jewelry material today. Today, it's surgical stainless steel takes on titanium. Who will be the #1 contender and the winner in this one? We're gonna go through 5 rounds covering biocompatibility, durability, versatility, or how versatile it is, variety-wise, cost, and wear. Coming up next on Piercing Battles, episode number 3. For those that are new to the channel, welcome to the Body Piercing and Tattooing channel. Hope you're enjoying the videos. Hope you find them useful and helpful, but you may not know who I am. My name is DaVo. I'm a professional body piercer and have been since 1994. I own and operate the Axiom Body Piercing studio, located right here in Des Moines, Iowa, inside Skin Kitchen Tattoo. It's pretty simple. 5 rounds to try to figure out which one is best, starting with round number 1, biocompatibility. Stainless surgical steel does contain nickel. Nickel is the most common metal allergy on the planet. So that knocks it down a peg right off the bat. However, if the polish is very, very high polish mirror finish, there is a limited possibility of you coming in contact with that nickel. Basically, it all comes down to finish. Even in that case, if you're hypersensitive to it, it may cause issues. So if you have a metal allergy, not your best choice. Titanium, on the other time, is possibly one of the most biocompatible materials on the planet. They say that only 0.6% of the worldwide population, and this is an estimate, would have a reaction to implant-grade biocompatible titanium alloy. That's a very small margin. That's not a lot of people. It does not contain any nickel, so that's another advantage. So if you have nickel allergies, definitely titanium is your best option. So after 1 round, surgical stainless steel 0, titanium 1. Now let's move on to round number 2, durability. Surgical stainless steel is extremely durable. High polish can restrict corrosion very, very well. However, it can get scratched over time, which can lead to issues. Titanium is one of the strongest materials known, or alloys known to man. It is very, very durable, which makes it kind of difficult to work with at times. It is more corrosive, restrictive than surgical stainless steel. So round 2 goes to titanium, making the score surgical stainless steel 0, titanium 2. Round number 3, versatility or variety. Surgical stainless steel has a large variety of different shapes and types and material that this material is used in. There's a lot of different varieties of closures, types of jewelry, etc. Also, it is easier to bend into circular shapes, so extremely large gauge or thick jewelry is it's easier to find in surgical stainless steel than titanium, which tends to be more rigid. Titanium, though, can be anodized into multiple different colors and color combinations. It all comes down to the skill of whoever's doing it. You can get about 20 different shades of color, except you can't get black or red, but you get pretty much everything else. You can also combine those into different types of patterns, from leopard spotting, rainbow, candy striping, all kinds of fun stuff. And there's a large variety of titanium ends, coming from gym settings to shaped objects to all kinds of fun stuff. It has gotten a lot better with titanium as far as variety. It used to be that it was very restricted because it was such a rigid, hard material to work with. So that's the end of round 3. And because you can anodize titanium and you can't anodize implant-grade steel, this one also goes to titanium, making it 0-3 in favor of titanium. Round number 4. This one, cost. Implant-grade surgical stainless steel has been being used for a longer period of time. There's a lot more of it on the market. It's a lot more available, so it costs less. It's a little bit easier for manufacturers to work with. It can tend to be very inexpensive. So there's a lot of it out there, and it's cheap. Titanium is usually slightly more expensive and a little less, there's a little less of it on the market. So it tends to be a little bit more expensive than implant grade steel or surgical stainless steel. So you might pay a little bit more, but I don't think you're going to find, from high quality surgical stainless steel to titanium, there is a very little margin difference between the two. But this one I am going to give to surgical stainless steel because it is cheaper. You get a lot more bang for your buck. So that, after 4 rounds, is going to make it surgical stainless steel 1, titanium 3. And now we move into the final round, round number 5, where surgical stainless steel is extremely durable. And can last a lifetime. I have some surgical stainless steel pieces that I wore for 25, 30 years. They still look as good as they did the day that HTC made them. And I got them in the from UPS probably back then. Anyway, they're not, it is something that can be something you wear for your entire lifetime. With stainless surgical steel, you can get an extremely high polish, mirror-like. There's nothing like the look that stainless surgical steel, that chrome mirror look that you get from it. You can't get that from titanium. If the metal is in yield, where it's softer, it's easier to bend if you need to move in, to put jewelry in and out. It's also, with larger gauges, easier to expand and contract than titanium. It has that disadvantage, though. Thin gauge jewelry, it's easier for it to become disformed, meaning that if it's not done correctly to take the jewelry out, it can be difficult to get it back to that true, circular shape. They can defigure them, and they can be kind of a pain in the ass to try to get back to normal. The other thing with surgical stainless steel is it can become scratched or dented, especially when it's rubbing against other jewelry that's made of the same material or titanium. These scratches can lead to issues, including if we talked about at the very beginning, biocompatibility. If you are allergic to nickel and very sensitive to it, if there's scratches in that finish, there's no protective layer that's going to keep that nickel away from contact with your skin and your body reacting to it. It can cause a piercing you've had for years and jewelry you've had for years, and suddenly you're having a reaction to it because there's a slight scratch. Move on to titanium. Titanium is extremely durable. It can definitely last a lifetime. No way around that one. It can be very difficult to bend, making certain types of jewelry like beaded rings or seamless rings very difficult to take in and out. And expand and contract, especially with rings like Catty bead rings, etc. Thicker gauges, because it is so difficult to bend, thicker gauge jewelry, like when you're getting up over 2 gauge and etc., that are circular, it's very difficult to find titanium in those sizes because it's so hard to work with. The advantage to that is it's going to definitely hold its shape. It's not going to bend or go out of become distorted. It's less likely to do that. It's always a possibility, but less likely. It also is going to be more durable for things like hinged rings and threaded jewelry because it's going to be less likely to strip out. Disadvantage, the anodization layer that changes the color of it can wear off over time just from contact and rubbing because it's a very thin layer of oxidation that's on the surface that changes that reflection of light. So it may need to be re-anodized over and over again if you like a very particular type of color. The last thing is it has a more duller finish, or dollar. It sounds like I'm saying dollar, but I'm saying dollar as in dull finish. It's not as mirror-like as surgical stainless steel. If you hold them next to each other and you really have a trained eye, you can tell the difference. However, it gives it more of a silver, a more warm look to it. I don't know how else to explain that, but it's so slight that most people don't even notice the difference unless they're right next to each other. So that one I'm going to call a tie. Making the final on this one after 5 rounds, surgical stainless steel 2, titanium 4. What is your experience with this, with surgical stainless steel jewelry and titanium jewelry? Have you had metal allergy problems? Have you had wear problems? Have you had the problem where they distort out of shape and you can't get them back in? Have you lost anodization? How has that worked out for you? Leave a comment. If you have something that you have a question about either material and you're not sure about, feel free to leave a comment. I'll try to answer the question if I can. Till next time, here's hoping you'll be piercing sale with ease and without a single issue. And if you're in the Des Moines, Iowa area, I would love to see you for your piercing needs in the future. Have a good day, everybody. Take care, and we'll see you in that next video.